back. So just before the break, we talked a little bit about the C word that we're not going to talk about anymore for the rest of the interview. And now we're going to talk about the A word, the April band. But the first, I guess, here's what I know. And I'm not sure exactly what age group you're in, but do you think that my hat looks like Relic? Yes or no?
Wink if I should say yes.
Anyway, Sean called me Relic earlier, and I'll own that. It's bad hair day.
You look good. It looks good.
Relic from the Beachcombers. You must have seen reruns of the Beachcombers, man.
No.
Okay, right on. So we move on.
Yeah.
So Carl connects you and I. You send me some info about what you guys are doing. I looked at. You sent. Carl actually sent me a video that you guys had, and you sent the teaser. Video. And I'm sitting there going like, wow, this is a band that they sound fresh, where it's really tough to sound fresh in this day and age.
Yep.
Talk to us about what you guys have been doing, and what you did to put that together.
We haven't stopped working. Like during COVID and stuff, we've been rehearsing, recording, shooting music videos. I think we got like 4 videos ready to go.
Awesome.
We've only released 1. We got another one coming January 25th. So we have a lot in the bank ready to go. We're just waiting to, get on the road and start booking gigs again. We're consistently bouncing ideas off each other. I'm the main songwriter, so I spend a lot of time at home. Like I have kids, so a lot of time playing guitar, just little melodies, coming up with ideas. Then the drummer and I get together, PJ Reynolds and I get together, track a little demo, send it to the guitar player, he tracks, and then, so it's consistently moving. We're not ever just taking time to ourselves, I guess we kind of keep each other busy, right? So, but we're all enjoying it. The crazy thing is, like, when this band first started, and with the energy and everything, we knew it was going to be a live band. Like, this is something that you have to see live, and that's with the music videos as well. Like, we want the live performance in there to kind of give you the best we can of what we're doing, right?
Right.
We're not choreographed. There's nothing like that. We do throw guitar, like we have fun. We're a party band. We don't get into politics. We don't sing about bills, or we're not like that. We want everyone to forget their problems for 45 minutes and just come party, hang out. Let's have a good time, right?
Right on.
Amen. Amen.
And you're right in the right town for it too, because Hamilton, we were talking about this a little bit before we went on, and you're obviously very, very close with the folks in Svengali, and Hamilton's the town of one of my favorite bands growing up was Teenage Head. So I mean, I love that town. There's a lot of talent that comes out of Brighton Rock too, or close by.
Brighton Rock's in the area, and Forgotten Rebels. There's lots of talent that came from this way, right? So Monster Truck recently,
right?
Who else? The Arkells, they're blowing up huge right now, right? So like all that stuff, yeah. I think the Beaches are from this area as well, yeah. Like there's lots of talent.
In April.
In April. Yeah. But I mean, if you were to do a comparison, if you U.S. to Canada, Hamilton is very similar to Pittsburgh in terms of feel, in terms of that blue collar. You don't get anything given to you. You got to fight for it. You got and I know that. A lot of my friends, like Dan Phillip from Svengali, who drums in Svengali, I mean, he's talked about this before, man. If you're from Hamilton, you gotta be, you gotta work it a little bit more because you get that chip on your shoulder, right?
Yeah, it definitely is, and and I think like with the April stuff, a big thing was trying to like how do we? Every band says we're a rock band. We're an entertaining rock band. Now there's a lot of musicians in this area. There's a lot of bands, and now like a lot of half a band joining another band, so now there's even more competition out there. So it's, especially in this area, trying to brand yourself, how can you stick out? Is it something as a logo, or getting the songs out there, the energy, it is hard. It's definitely a challenge in this area for sure.
Does everyone have the same mindset now, Eric? Are they all trying to do like live shows? And if that's the case, is there enough venues for all of you?
Yeah, like Hamilton, I mean, we still have our major clubs that we do the gigs at and stuff. Only a couple, I don't think, very few closed. Like we were lucky in that sense. A lot of bands do like to book. Now it's different though. Everything's so different, right? Before you could go out and see a rock band, there'd be a metal band on the bill, more just a variety of stuff. Now I think it's more a promoter, getting closer acts that are very similar. A big thing they're doing now is original bands playing cover songs of other artists. like that kind of thing. And then they'll do 2 or 3 original songs in the set, like just weird things like that.
So now in terms of you guys, I mean, before everything kind of happened, how much were you playing, out in the circuit?
We were getting ready to start doing a lot of stuff. We're looking at festivals, looking at getting on the road, doing all that, and then everything just stopped all at once. And actually, Carl was helping us with booking everything, setting everything up for us. And then, yeah.
Let me guess, second week of March.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, were you there? Yeah, that's
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, and it's
Yeah.
funny because a lot of people, and we, the three of us can put a face to this thing, but the first year that everything kind of shut down, and I was telling people how much income I personally lost, they're like, "There's no way," and it's like, yeah, and that's not even a lot compared to some other people.
Yeah.
It's because music looks fun. I think it's kind of treated as that redheaded stepchild in the corner, right? They don't treat it seriously, and it's like, oh, it'll come back. But when all this stuff was going on, at least in our neck of the woods, the one thing that got people through it was music.
Yep.
For sure.
Right.
It's the healing qualities that music has, the memories that it'll convey. It's just the hope of the future. There's a lot of things about it, right? Or just if it's you and your 5 friends, it's like creative juices that are just flowing in the basement away from all the other crap that's going on. You know what I mean? And there's enough of those people around.
That was the big thing with April too. We when everything stopped, we right to the studio. Because you were allowed to have your personal bubble. So
that's right.
4 of us in the band. It was 4 of us. Let's rehearse. Let's get to the studio. Let's use this time, and then help our friends that had the studio, did the mixing, engineering stuff. Get them money in their pockets too, right? So they could stay afloat. So it was a huge trying to work together, following guidelines. Doing stuff like that, and it really paid off for us. So.
Well, I mean, it isn't interesting that an industry that seems to in all this get the bad rap. I mean, everybody that I know in our industry down here, and we're in Halifax, the bars have worked tirelessly to follow the rules. The musicians have worked tirelessly to follow the rules. Yet we're always the ones that get the bad press, and it just to me just doesn't seem proper.
It's crazy, and that's managing a bar and stuff. Basically, we were paid babysitters. I had to make sure they had a mask on, sitting down, getting their their identification. When people don't have that escape to go to a bar, they go to their friend's house.
Yep.
There's not somebody standing there going, "Hey, put your mask on." Hey, it's crazy. You cut off the babysitter. That is nuts to me, So
I saw this little girl. She was all 4'8", maybe 98 pounds. Take down a football player because he was there with the rugby team or whatever it was. He wouldn't sit down. She took him right out. So I mean, you're right. I mean, people were doing it outside of what their normal duties would be. Just trying to police this thing, and they had no experience in it. They had no training in this. I mean, we're all kind of flying by the seat of our pants, right? But I guess for April's perspective, right, doing the videos and writing the music, what was your end goal with that? What was your end game?
Well, now just this way, we have a bunch of stuff ready to release. We have a bunch of, we can now focus on getting on the road when everything's open again. We can get out there. That's what we have to be doing, right? We have to now get on the road. We have to be gigging more. We have to get the name out there. Now we have more stuff that we can drop to stay fresh, relevant again, and keep people interested in what we're doing.
Well, you said earlier, your band has to be seen live to really be appreciated, right?
Yes. Yeah. We're not a lot of bands could do the the live stream stuff. We wouldn't come off in that. I don't think we did do one, but I don't think that's us. We're not. It's energy, it's a feel. That atmosphere you create is 10 times different and there's a lot of musicians that can do that. Kudos to them. That's great. I think it's great. It's cool. I watch a lot of that stuff, but April's not that band. No way.
Fair enough. I have 2 questions for you. Kind of shift gears a little bit. So the name April is interesting because Carl sends me the info and I go, why didn't I ever think of that name? Right.
Yeah.
So where does it come from? And the second, your influences, because I was trying to, and I've said this with a few artists, I'm trying to pinpoint who some of your influences are, and I'm hearing some things and I'm not 100% sure. So let me know.
Okay. So the name April, I'm father. I had a son pass away a few years back.
Sorry.
My kids have always been active with all my musical projects and stuff. So part of the deal, when we put this band together, he was born in April. So we chose the name April just so that my son Xander is still with us. He's a part of it, right?
Right.
brought it all together, came full circle that way. As far as influences, like I'm a punk rock guy. I love the Ramones, like New York Dolls. I love all that stuff. A lot of like the Europe stuff. Like I don't know. I just love a lot of music. I'm a big music fan. More modern stuff like Theory of a Dead Man.
Yep.
That was a big part of this writing stuff. Radio rock. That's what we're going for, right? Like that's catchy tunes, hooks. That's what I want. So, and we do do a lot of backups in the verses as well as hooks, right? Just to keep it more poppy, more fresh. It's just everything we do. My kids, they're a big influence. If they can sing along, then that's perfect to me. So
Good call.
And in theory, to me, I was never a big fan of the late 90s, 2000s. Theory to me, they're Canadian, obviously, which is cool. And I mean, the other thing, so a guitar player that Dave and I play with used to road manage them. Now a very good friend of mine road manages them. But they do always seem to, they got that US kind of sound. And the one thing I find that they have, I was listening to another band the other day, and the Pro Tools, the drums were so crisp and clean, you could just hear the cut and paste and the sliding around. And Theory doesn't have that. They seem to be a little bit more wet and wobbly in some of the stuff, and I think that it makes it feel real.
I've seen them live a couple times. It's just talented. Like they're just solid, very solid musicians. They're not, not putting on a huge stage show or anything like that, but they're very, very tight. You can tell they're well rehearsed, right?
Yeah. Well, that's it. And to your point, I mean, this is what, if you have a bubble, that's what y'all should be doing right now during these slow times to be well. Listen, and our condolences for your boy. Seriously. Yeah.
Appreciate it. Thank
you. Yeah. All right, let's do this. So let's go to our second break. We'll come back. We'll wrap this whole thing up with April and our friend Eric. Is that cool?
Cheers.
All right, we'll be back.
Barstools Bandtalk, the complete Bandtalk music bucket list.